Do they have the smallest brain in the world?
It's like Megamind.
Oh yeah, big brain. Apparently not.
What about like 3 things?
3? Can you list them?
Three's pretty good. Photography, video games, D&D.
D&D for real?
Oh yeah, I love D&D.
3 things that you're all about?
That I claim to be knowledgeable about.
Oh.
Well, movies, I guess. Well, instead of D&D, we'll say that.
Yeah, say movies, because I don't know movies. I'm surprised you didn't say music either.
That's true. Maybe 4 things.
Yeah, maybe.
Are you a big D&D guy?
Oh yeah, I've been playing since probably like 10 or 11. I play with a group out of Chicago right now.
Oh, sweet. So it's like legit.
Yeah, I bought like fancy ass dice, which doesn't matter because you use the computer to roll for you. See, it's doing it again. And I listened to some of the videos and I could hear it dying. Not dying, but it sounds like it. See that? Like it's like it's trying to anticipate that I'm doing it.
It's just so good. That's why.
How long did it take you guys to get used to hearing yourself in the mic?
I'm still not.
Because it's fun. It's funky.
It's really weird. Yeah. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Because the first couple episodes, I'm glad you made it through the first one. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
I thought they were all good.
Well, the content it was fun, but the audio at the end of the first one was horrible.
Yeah.
And we missed Aaron. Oh, by the way.
Unless after the first 10, what is it, 10 seconds?
Yeah, it's good.
We're past the 10 seconds.
For
already.
YouTube, yeah.
Okay.
We're 2 minutes into it.
Like fuck, shit, bitch.
Okay.
That stuff's okay.
Okay.
You're not gonna offend me at all.
Okay.
But he's very Christian.
I'm a pretty.
His family's Christian.
Yeah. No, I don't think I say offensive things. I keep things pretty PG, but I'll say like shit or ass or
It comes out.
fuck sometimes, but not
when he swears. It's funny. He's like, oh, shit. Like he doesn't season like commit to it. He's like, shit. You do. You okay today?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking spruce up before I go have some coke on the corner and pick you up.
You want me to like?
Do you guys drink at all, like beers?
Yeah.
Beverages? I've been on one podcast my entire life, and we all took like a tequila shot before the.
Dope.
Yeah.
Shoot, I could run.
Kinda
There's a
make
gas station.
that'd
Right
be-
there.
kind of make you loosen up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, that's okay.
I have some
You'll be
very expensive
fine.
tequila at the house right now, actually.
Yeah, that. What is it?
Suavecito.
Gosh, it's so
$186
good.
for about that big.
Most underrated tequila of all time, Hornitos.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I see that all the time. I've never actually had it.
Have you had it?
I've never had it.
It's
I
good.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, because like Jose sucks.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Jose is
All
dog
day.
shit.
So does Patron's trash too.
Yeah.
depends on who you're with
But
and what
yeah,
it's mixed with.
Totally.
It's
That is
because I
very
drink
true.
1942 and stuff. So
Okay. Well, yeah, 1942 is much
1942
better
is
than
quality.
Patron, but
Classes
for like a $30 bottle of tequila,
Oh, that's doable.
Hornitos is really good.
Well, you were born and raised here, right?
Born and raised here.
Okay, so you remember? So I was born in California, but I grew up here, ever since like third grade. We used to be able to get I think it was a gallon of Early Times for $20 at the gas station.
A
And that is-
gallon?
Yes, and then
A gallon of what?
Plastic bottle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then it's yak piss is what we call
Oh,
it.
dude.
But holy crap, did you get fucked up?
Yak piss.
Hey, yak piss.
I've had some black velvet a
Speaking
few
of
times.
which- Oh, that was my grandma's shit right
Oh,
there.
dude, disgusting. It's so bad.
It's so bad.
It's like lighter fluid.
My grandma lived off that. I was like, how are you alive?
Yeah.
Yak piss.
What is that?
What? Oh, it's it's called a
fancy.
remarkable tablet, and you can write on it like paper, and you can erase in different ways like this, or you know. You can
Wow.
actually- I use this to track notes and all that kind of stuff. And my planner's on here too. But what I'm going to start doing now is if we hit something interesting, I'm going to write it down and the time. Well, I can't do this timestamp, but I can take a picture of it or email this to you, and you can be like, okay, this is so that way I know what to clip. And I finally found a way to clip videos. By the way, it's really cheating. Literally watching the YouTube video on my phone, screen recording it, flipping it 90 degrees counterclockwise, and then posting it.
You know what we can do too is
I'm just trying to make less work for you.
there's a thing in YouTube where you can add the clip button.
Right.
So you can enable clipping and then.
And I did that the first time, but the problem is it makes a separate video. And when I'm doing it
you don't want that.
doing it on my personal account, that video popped up on my personal account. I was like, I mean, I didn't care, but I was like, that's not what I wanted.
Delete.
Oh, was that off?
Oh,
okay, there we go.
You're like,
it's his first
I
day.
was very upset. Yeah, I'm new here.
press
No,
it,
the
just
Fuji
doesn't
thing.
happen.
Have you seen that? It's a 8K open gate on those Fuji XH2 whatever.
Yeah,
they're doing.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so I think it's like a 4:3 rate,
Yeah.
like recording ratio. But then you can crop vertical or horizontal. So if you're throwing
That's
stuff
so
on,
nuts.
yeah. So you still get that 16 by 9 or 19 by 6.
That's cinematic feel.
And you get that 4K, I think, in both shots. So it's not like you're shooting, 4K and then you're cutting it in and you lose a bunch of,
That's insane.
I think you can only shoot in like 24 frames a second, but only.
It's still, it's a little bit lower than normal anyway. It's like 20, what is it, 27 points? It's like 30.
Yeah, something.
27, yeah. Okay, I got to figure out why this is doing this, but it's not, it's fine.
I don't know.
I can't, I'm sure it's fine. I got to learn how to use it. I got to mess with these too. I'm sure that's part of it. I added some stuff to the notes, by the way.
I saw, and I can't believe it's a Nikon thing.
Yeah, I got to make sure that we don't lose any Nikon listeners.
I'm a Nikon shooter.
Anyway.
I'm just kidding. I'm not. Here's the thing about Nikon, because I saw the comment on Facebook. I think Nikon is just a meme thing now. I mean,
yeah.
If you gave somebody like the Z9 or whatever their premier mirrorless camera is, it can do all the things any other camera can.
Right.
It's a beast.
I just think you don't want to be seen shooting with Nikon because
just the memes.
Then you'll get made fun of. But like Nikon has probably made the best 35 millimeter film camera of all time. Like the F3 is a great camera.
It's super good.
Some of their point and shoots from like the 80s and 90s are built better than Canon.
That's very true.
Somewhere they got lost in the sauce in the early 2000s or late 2000s or something. And
I want to say probably like
it's like the D300 years.
I think they peaked at the 850. Really? Because the only thing that's better than the 850 is the Z9. But you buy a mirrorless camera to be lighter and better, but the Z9 is heavier than like a 5D Mark IV with the battery pack.
Yeah. And I also think Nikon is oddly popular in the UK.
Oh, that's probably true.
Yeah. Because I remember watching I'm a big YouTube watcher.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the guys I watched when I first got into photography, they were all from the UK, and they were all shooting on Nikon.
Right.
Dope.
And it was kind of interesting.
I mean, there's Brandon Wolfel. He shoots Nikon.
He does.
He was sponsored by Nikon.
That's right.
One of the biggest
portrait
photographers.
Yeah. I mean, if you blow up like that and you have a camera company just sending you free gear constantly,
take it.
Yeah,
I would take it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I would take it. Absolutely.
Nikon, if you're hearing this, if you send us free gear, like we will.
Well, I'll start shooting Nikon.
All right, Dej.
Oh yeah, the guests get to do the clap for this audio sync for this guy. So just give one big clap.
Just one full hard, soft, medium,
hard.
Nailed it. It's also really funny. The best one. Yeah, it's really funny because people are like, "What do I do? How do I clap every time?"
Bryce did that. He's like, I was like, no, and I'm just picturing him like seeing all the tick marks, like which one.
Right, and I have to match them up. And, my brain.
I'll just give you one that peaks. So
perfect.
Yeah,
peak. You ready?
Yeah, born ready.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Am I ready?
You fucker.
How do I sit? Can I put my
however you
arms
want,
like
man?
this?
Just be comfortable.
Okay.
You could.
What's my word of the day?
Take my shirt off.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got to get two of them.
I know.
Tagala. You haven't done that one yet.
I'm just gonna say it in German.
Wie geht's?
Is that what it is?
Well, it's hello, but wie geht's is how are you? So you say hello.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Great.
How long were you in Germany for?
Just barely over 2 years.
Okay.
I miss it.
Sorry.
All right.
now we're ready.
Yeah. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever applies to you guys. Welcome to 35 Millimeter Life. I'm your host, Dejay, and my amazing co-host, Mike.
Hello.
German. And we have an amazing co-host, or another, guest star. Yeah, guest star. We're going to call you guest star.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll take that title.
You didn't even give Callie that. You didn't give Bryce that. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, see, he tries to get me in trouble with everybody is what it is. This is Tyler, Chef Carnahan. Right here, nickname Chef, which we're going to cover that later because it's embarrassing for me.
Why is it embarrassing for you?
You remember David Wynn? He's like the that was super embarrassing for me.
Yep,
I don't think I told you that story.
No, not yet.
Hooray!
Here we go.
So, Chef, right? We'll call you that.
Yeah, you can call me Chef. Yeah.
Cool. So full-time photographer.
Yep.
Big in wedding photography.
Yep.
Good stuff too.
Insanely.
Thank you.
If you guys ever want like a really good example of, the warmer, clear tone editing. Look at his stuff.
I'll put your Instagram like a little scroll wheel.
Perfect.
Scroll through it.
Thank you.
Dude, I've always liked your stuff. It's funny. I think I'd seen your stuff passively on Instagram before I even met you. And I think it like random like reels and all this kind of stuff will pop up. I think I saw some of your stuff beforehand, but it did stick out that your editing is very, very specific to you. And it's amazing.
I try to, it's funny because I think I've edited the same. Things have changed and adapted and evolved and things like that. But for the most part, since I've started, kind of the style has been pretty unique the whole time. I like that kind of crushed black, filmy kind of tone, a little bit warmer, but not orange. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, yeah,
not I'm glad that you noticed that. Not the Sony orange and teal.
Yeah.
Which Callie loves, by the way. She admitted to that. She's like, in the episode, she was like, oh, yeah, I like Canon's tones.
Oh, I noticed you're doing a hand thing already.
Did you? Okay, so
I noticed the hand thing.
So you know what's funny? We went to the Food Truck Friday. Yeah. We went to Food Truck Friday this last weekend, and she talked to one of her friends, and she turned to me and she's like, "She's so nice," and I was like, "Ha ha ha ha!" I knew it. I knew it. She's like, "I did it." Ironically, I was like, "No, you didn't. That was full commitment.
It was pre-planned."
Oh, so funny. So funny. Yeah. It was, anyway, I wanted to tell you the embarrassing. Well, I'll tell you the embarrassing story. David Wynn, I'm pretty sure is his name. Super famous local chef. He's a cook. Mm-hmm. He's very, very famous. We're talking like hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram and stuff. Super, super nice guy. Used to come into the store all the time. George knows him. Of course, George knows him.
Of course.
And he introduced us and, super down-to-earth guy, talking and everything. So when he told me that his name was Chef, I was like, oh, that's cool. And he came in one time, David did, and I was like, hey, I have a friend who's a photographer and a chef as well. Like you guys should like, link up and hang out and, be best buddies or whatever. He's like, oh yeah, cool. Send me his stuff. And I was like, yeah. So I messaged him. I was like, hey man, he's like, I'm not a, she's like, it's a nickname, man. It's not what I do. And I was like, okay, so I'm just going to go tell this super famous guy that I'm a fucking liar.
It's okay. Cool. Cause it wouldn't be the first time that's happened.
It doesn't make me feel better.
Because I would say maybe 5% of people that I know, maybe it's a little higher, but not many people know my real name. Oh. Like they only know me as Chef.
That's a true nickname.
Right. Though. Yeah.
And how did that come through again?
I think it was a long time ago, like 3rd or 4th grade youth football. And I think it was because I ate a bunch of food before practice. And it was nothing quality. It was probably like Fruity Pebbles, PB&J's, candy.
Oh, the good stuff.
Not like the oranges and
no, nothing healthy. No.
Orange carrots and what is the mom snack? What's the mom drink? Capri Suns?
Oh yeah.
Fruit boxes. Oh yeah.
Juice boxes. Oh.
And I think the junk stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff.
The good stuff.
The good stuff. I think I threw up at one of the practices and one of the coaches was like, Are you a chef cooking all that food or something? It was something really silly, funny. Nothing crazy. And then it just stuck. And
when a nickname sticks though.
Yeah. When I went to middle school and high school, the only kids that I knew were kids I played football with.
Oh.
So they had been calling me Chef for like 4 or 5 years at this point. So now, they're introducing me as Chef. Like teachers in high school called me Chef. Professors in college called me Chef. One of my best friend's parents didn't know my name was Tyler until after we graduated and we were walking down. And they were like, who the hell is that walking with one of our other friends? And so it's kind of funny. And I slept
They should have just put Chef in your yearbook and everything else.
And then it was funny thing about my friend's parents that didn't know my name is I probably spent at least 30 nights on their couch when we were in high school. Like we would like hang out and play video games, chill, and then
absolutely.
I would just crash on the couch because we'd stay up till 4 a.m.
Right.
Just kind of
as
funny.
Kids do.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So that's a chef story.
That's hilarious.
That's cool.
See that, but it's when a nickname sticks. It's like, you ever had a nickname that stuck like that?
No. My name's just Mikey.
Mikey.
So it's not my actual name, but it's like close enough to Michael. And then I guess like my mom would always go Balong, which is like sun in Tagalog or our native tongue.
How do you say it?
Balong.
Balong?
Yeah.
So it's like
Balong.
So it's like belong, kind of.
Yeah.
White it up, belong.
If you white it up, yeah.
I'm really good at whiting things up.
But that stuck through like just going to like I guess my adulthood when my mom would say it and then everybody would mimic it back. So everybody just calls me that now.
Does she still call you it?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And then I have some friends that go like they'll modify it to be Baylong. So they even white it up more. Oh, yeah. Baylong.
This is Baylong over here.
So that's like the closest thing to a nickname sticking, but
it's kind of cool though. So
people just call me Mikey or Mike.
I can't bring myself to bring you Mikey in or call you Mikey unless I'm like, kind of like Aaron does with it when he calls. That's a snazzy pick right there. Like that's a little, I could do it then, but yeah, I think I've always just called you Mike.
Mike's a good one. They use that at work for me because there was Mike and Mikey and Michael. So they're going to use one or the other.
Do you have a favorite?
Mikey, mostly, because that's what I grew up with. Okay. And then at work, they'll use Mike.
Hey, Mikey, he likes it. Remember that? The commercial? It was a commercial when I was a kid. What was it for? Somebody's going to watch this, and I'm gonna get a really angry message. Hey, Mikey.
I'm just gonna. I'll put
It was
the
a little
audio
kid with
clip.
the glasses.
Just
He likes it.
clip it.
Clip it in.
He's gonna go to YouTube and be like, Mikey likes it. Watch it be Mike Tyson. Now Kith. Like it's gonna be the wrong thing.
What's funny about the chef thing is I want to, so don't feel as bad because sometimes I'll, at weddings, there's an actual chef like at the venue.
Oh.
And so you have to earn that. Like it's a serious title for
Right.
chefs because you have to go through a lot of school and you earn this name and it's a big thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've said, they'll ask me my name because they'll bring out like a plated meal after they serve everybody and be like, oh, it's chef. And they look at me and you could tell that they're kind of offended.
Oh.
And then I feel bad.
Yeah.
Because I say, oh, I'm not trying to be offensive. It's just like a nickname. And I mean, it's a legal name for me in Washoe County. So
Right.
I guess it's as legit as it can be.
Maybe they're waiting for the like chef.
Yeah.
Chef.
Yeah.
Like Chef Ramsay. Chef,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Then have people ask you like what you cook or like?
Yeah. And then they say, they ask me what I cook or they say, you must be a really good cook. And I'm not. I can make your basic items, but.
Top ramen.
Yeah.
Cereal,
I like
milk,
pasta.
eggs.
Like I can make
yeah.
some pasta.
Not fresh.
Not fresh.
Okay,
My
I
mom
was gonna
used to
say
make,
like I can be a chef for real.
My mom used to make like homemade pasta all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can't do that. I can make like out of a box.
We're photographers.
Oh,
we don't have time for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just hit the DoorDash and call it a day.
We're chefs
so
in our
good.
colors and editing.
Oh, okay.
We're chefing
I
it
didn't
up.
hear the whole sentence and
What?
it came. Yeah, it's weird.
Where's the cricket sound again? Yeah. Oh wow.
Look at me. No,
Nailed
that's
it.
the only one I know. I don't.
Oh,
know
is that
any
actually
other.
that's an actual cricket sound?
Yeah. Well, so in the episode
Oh, that's
with
right. I
Callie,
did hear the crickets.
and I feel bad because you edited it in, but I was like, I don't know if you heard that, but the crickets. Of course they heard it, dude. It's a sound. It's like,
I heard it. It was
sound bite.
It was definitely loud. You could hear it. You
Oh.
could hear it for sure.
It's only embarrassing a little bit. Anyway, Mike, if you guys
Yeah.
are just listening to us, if you have time, like put on the YouTube video and watch because Mike is like learning video editing. He's becoming very, very proficient at it, very amazing at it, and the stuff looks really, really good, dude.
Thank
I'm
you.
blown
It does
away.
look really good. It's very easy to watch.
Sweet.
It is.
Oh yeah.
You're
It keeps your
killing it, bro.
attention.
Keeps
It
your
doesn't-
attention.
It doesn't let you leave in like the first 30 seconds
Yeah.
because we're like, oh, who's these ugly guys?
Yeah, well, wait till we start doing our ad space.
Oh, gosh.
And the funny thing is, like, people are like, oh, you just want to get money. We're not doing this for money. Our ad space that we're talking about is like the building we're using right now. It's just because they're letting us use the space, so it's a change. And I actually just got done talking to Joel too. He wants to put a bunch of pictures up around the building. And I told him the price that I usually sell my prints for. I'm going to print them at the house for him and just bring them in, and then that's going to help with what we're doing too.
Yep.
So
I got some too.
that's dope. I sent him my Instagram if you want to do the same thing.
I will.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because it was like, choose whatever you want, man. Friendly.
There you go. Yeah.
Try to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So real quick, my only nickname that I ever had since I was a kid was Ace. I loved playing
That's not bad.
poker. Well, I loved playing poker even as a kid.
Okay.
But I also like. Do you ever play Ace Combat? It was like the
No, I
jet
haven't.
fighting game.
Mm-mm.
That was like my favorite.
Is
game.
that like full simulator? You got the joystick and
I had the joystick for the first couple that came up, and then
Okay.
I switched to the controller because I was like, it's a little too nerdy. But yeah, I loved
too
it.
much for me.
And then playing poker with my friends and stuff, and that just kind of stuck. That was my nickname when I was with an MC. That's my gamer handle and pretty much everything that I play. So it just kind of stuck with me that way too. So
People still
Dope.
call you Ace.
yeah,
Yeah.
like when I'm playing, like on, you know what Discord is?
Yeah.
So when we play, most of the time people will call me. They'll just do like Ace. They'll say, "Hey Ace," or "Ace, go over here," whatever. Like they don't even use my name usually. If somebody uses my name, it's usually because I fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ.
Which never happened. Yeah, no, that's exactly the
That
tone.
never happens.
Why
That's the gamer
fuck Did I
tone.
just get shot in the back?
DJ.
What you doing? I was looking at the sky.
Run around.
So you shoot. So we shoot Sony. What
Yep.
do you shoot?
Shoot Canon.
Awesome. Not
Yep.
Nikon. Proud of you.
Nikon.
I dipped my toes in Sony a little bit.
Mhm.
Shot video with Sony, not photos.
What did you use for Sony? when you shot video?
A7S2.
S2s, okay.
Yep. It was great. I loved it. Hated the colors.
A lot of people say.
I mean, the colors now, this was probably maybe 5 or 6 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't know. The years kind of like time blends together.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's years ago. The quality was great. I liked it. I forget why I was shooting the S2 over the Canons because you could get audio at like 4K 60 and you couldn't get audio at 4K 60, I think. It was something along the lines of that.
There's a real reason. why
Yeah.
we did it,
Yeah.
And I was shooting a lot of football video, so I wanted some slow-mo aspect to it.
Yeah.
And I like, it's not that I didn't like it. I just didn't like that I wasn't invested into a Sony kit. So I was adapting a Sony. I was adapting like a 70 to 200, a Canon lens onto a Sony.
Bodies, yeah.
Tried to, buy Sony gear too. And then it was like, okay, I'm spending way too much money because now I have, basically 2 camera systems that can do the same thing for me.
Yeah.
Instead of, spending all this money, and then now I have so much money invested into gear when I could just have one system.
Right.
But it was good. I liked it. I think now Sony's color science is great. I mean,
it's gotten way better.
I think it's just funny because everyone is loyal to a fault to whatever they're loyal to.
Right.
It could be sports, it could be video games, it could be cameras. So if you kind of shoot like me, I used to be so diehard Canon. It was like if it's not Canon, I don't want it.
It's not anything.
Yeah. And now it's like the camera systems are all really good. There are some things I like about Sony that are, I think, better than Canon, and some things I like about Fuji that I think are better than Canon and Sony. And I think everything has their positives and negatives. Right. But Sony's great.
Yeah,
Canon's great.
I think with that camera, yeah. Sean and Sarah specifically. You guys hear this? They're the ones that usually comment the Nikon stuff.
Oh yeah.
Do they shoot Nikon too?
They do. So I met them on a tour in Hawaii. They were one of my guests, 2. And they did a group tour the first time, and then for whatever reason they liked me, and they booked me for 2 more private tours over the next 2 years.
Yeah.
When they would come back, and they brought their brother, and then I got to meet their kid, one of their kids. And they had Nikon, and I just ripped on them all the time, especially on the private tour. I just talk shit to them the whole time, which is good because they talk shit right back.
Right.
And they live Pacific Northwest. Super, super cool people. Just had another kiddo recently as well.
Oh, congrats.
So yeah, they're super cool.
Congratulations.
Give them a little shout out right now, because I rip on them on social media, but they're really, really, really good people, and they give it back just as good.
Nice.
And I think with the Sony, I think when you were shooting that, I think that was still S-Log 2. It was their older version, because S-Log 3 is their new color grade friendly, I guess we'll say, new tones and all that kind of stuff. And S-Log 3 is still, according to George, is the best you can get out, unless you start shooting like Reds, Dragons,
Black Magic, all that stuff.
Yeah, Black Magic, it's insane. Somebody came in with a Black Magic in the store before.
Really?
I left. Yeah, and he was like, "I want to touch it." No, you get that lawsuit away from me.
Yeah,
not touching.
I've heard really good things about Black Magic though.
Oh, they're insane.
And then just like looking at pricing, and you're like, "Can I even benefit from this?"
I think you can buy them. I think you can buy them to mount different companies on them.
I believe you can. So I know they have a Canon mount for sure.
Yeah, which is cool. If you guys are interested if you guys are looking to switch to mirrorless, because mirrorless is now future proof. If you're shooting DSLRs, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to go the mirrorless route, there are still adapters, so you don't lose all your money. So, like me, I still have my 100mm macro from Canon because I haven't found a macro lens that beats that personally. That's my opinion. MC11 adapter, all my Canon lenses right on my Sony body, worked perfectly fine.
Yep.
There's a Metabones one too. Don't do that one. It's $450. Metabones, if for whatever reason you watch this, I'm sorry, but your shit's expensive for no reason. I just bought the Sigma one instead.
I would say I shoot 95% of my work on adapted lenses.
Yeah. You like Tamron, right? If
Sigma.
Sigma, that's okay.
Sigma.
Me too.
Yeah.
Callie tried my Sony for the first time and Sigma for the first time on a wedding.
Really?
My camera, and my lens.
Yep.
A couple weeks ago.
She posted it on her story too. I remember she was like shoot in the fields.
Yep.
Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Did she like it?
Kind of like Sony.
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah.
She did have one complaint. Oh, the menu system. But I warned her about that. But
that it already is kind of
Sony's
sucky,
menu system is convoluted. It's a pain.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that if you've shot it at all. So I warned her about it ahead of time. I didn't just like throw her into the deep. Well, I did actually, because I was going to give her this camera, but I needed it for work. So I gave her the A7R5, $4,000 camera.
The good.
Yeah.
Looking at a Sony menu is like looking at hieroglyphs.
Literally.
It's a lot.
I have no idea what I'm looking at. I can't even find basic functions. I don't even know where the playback button is.
It's and they thought the color coding would make it better, but it just looks like somebody threw up Fruity Pebbles all over the That's
just
why
the one gripe. Yeah.
Well, and that's why I have the custom button set up the way I do. That way I don't have to go through the menu, which is good and bad. Good because I don't have to go through the menu. Bad because I don't have practice going through the menu. So if I have to find something like turning the brightness on the monitor up, that's buried. I have no idea where that is. You think that'd be in playback because that's what you look at.
Oh yeah, somewhere. I don't know.
It's impossible to find.
It's
formatting
ridiculous.
the cards in the weirdest spot too. I'm just like, what the hell is why is formatting here?
You know what? With as much stuff as I do for Nissan, I should probably set up one of the buttons to format.
Quick.
Might just be just probably like on the lens or something.
Yeah.
Everybody will be hearing this for the first time here. I got hired by Harley as well last week to shoot their stuff too.
Nice.
Bro.
So
did you do the event that was over the weekend?
Street Vibrations? Street Vibrations? That was apparently
You got to slow down your speech, DJ.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. That's my dad's biggest thing. I've always talked fast since I was like a kid.
It's okay.
Yeah. Street Vibrations.
You got a lot to say.
I do.
Yeah.
Excitable.
Too little time to say it.
Only have 2 hours.
My dad's actually a test rider for Harley down in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah. Like right outside of Vegas. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. He's been doing it for like 4 or 5 years now.
He's got to love it, I bet.
Yeah. I mean, he grew up on bikes. My grandparents had a motorcycle shop in Reno in like the 80s or 90s. So
well, you guys have been here for a long time then.
yeah.
Nice.
Well, long time.
I just bought a 22 Harley Davidson 48.
Nice.
So last year they make it as a Sportster. Sportsters are not just for women anymore, and I'm not trying to be sexist, but that's what Sportsters originally were designed for, to have power, and all that kind of stuff, but a bit smaller so that the lighter sex in general, I guess we'll say, could have, fun without having to have these big old bikes.
Oh, I would ride a Sportster over a big bagger.
I'm not ready for a bagger yet.
No.
But
I'm a sport bike guy. Give me a crotch
and that's
rocket.
exactly why I got a Sportster, because I had a sports bike. It got stolen in Hawaii. If you listen to this, you're a piece of crap. But that's why I got the Sportster. It's very responsive.
Yeah.
I love it.
Dope.
We did go to Street Vibrations.
There was that event at the Harley store.
Mm-hmm.
You went to there with like Daddy's Tacos and all that jazz.
Oh yeah. We were there. I went there the same day that they closed the deal with having me. And I'm not doing it as an employee.
Mm-hmm.
Harley is my first full-on contract as a sole proprietorship from a business.
Oh, cool.
So that's going through W-9 and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And they're taking care of it. It's by unit, which is great. But I get to drive all the motorcycles.
That's cool.
And yeah, and I'm super stoked. Everybody in there is super nice, super
it's
cool.
like the best perk you could have.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Just don't. What? Oh,
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Just throw the crickets in over that one. There you go.
Just like censor my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike's like, I'm going to censor it the whole show.
Just every time you talk, there's just nothing going on, and then you say something funny, everybody laughs. Like, what the hell are you
Ducks
laughing at?
Yeah. Affleck. Anyway. So I know you're pretty busy. You're always busy.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Goes in waves.
Slow season, obviously winter.
Yeah. Still booking,
especially here.
at least wedding wise, booking for the next summer. If people really have their ducks in order, it might be even a year and a half out. So,
Nice.
Calling that not coming season, but the season after. Winter stuff. I mean, Tahoe is cool. Snow is awesome. It's just cold.
Right.
And I would say 99% of my work is people.
Yeah.
Families, engagements, couples,
Right.
weddings, portraits, anything with people in them.
Yeah.
And it's 100% all outside pretty much. So it's cold. It's snowy. People don't really want to
Right.
be out in
They
the
don't wanna do
elements. Yeah. So
I'm trying to think if I've seen any of your landscape stuff. I want to say.
Dude, I've been shooting like a lot of film.
Yeah.
And it only just goes
The wave
on
came
a
back,
folder
man.
on
Yeah.
my phone. Well, what I like about film is I just have shot for a really long time for a lot of client stuff.
Mhm.
And it almost, I don't think like bad taste in my mouth is the right word for it, but I just wouldn't want to shoot anything for fun because it was always work. It was
Business related. Right?
Exactly. So I kind of lost that spark for, shooting for fun. I love doing it as a job, but when it was time to have my own time, it was like, I don't really want to do anything with the camera. I just want to chill. So when I, got back into film and started shooting it quite a bit, it was fun because the process is completely different. You're slowed down. You're enjoying your scenery, because sometimes, at least for me, when I first got into photos, sometimes I was like shooting for Instagram instead of shooting for me. You know what I mean? Like what I really liked, things I really enjoyed. And that's why I like film so much, because I'll shoot a bunch of film and then I'm kind of the only one that sees it. My girlfriend will see it and maybe I'll send it to some buddies. But other than that, it's just kind of for myself, which I really like.
When did you? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
When did you like realize that shooting people and like weddings was your niche?
Well,
like how long in your photography career? Well, how long have you been shooting first, and then
so
going down that route?
I never really planned on making photography a career. I was never really heavily interested in it. I had a GoPro when I was in high school. you know those old flip cameras, OG ones. They're like a little rectangle, small little lens. This was probably back in 2009, 2010. Cheap little portable camera, had a USB flip out, maybe had like 5 gigs of storage, but it shot like 480p. You could plug it in your computer and like upload the footage.
Imagine that.
That's impressive.
My grandma bought me one of those for Christmas when I was really little, like 9th or 10th grade. Had a GoPro in high school, used it when we go snowboarding or boating at the lake or something like that. But I was always playing sports, so I never really had time to do that stuff.
Right.
It was always kind of a weekend here, weekend there. Then I'd bring the GoPro and never really used it.
Yeah.
When I was in college, I was a bio major, thought I wanted to go to med school. That was kind of the route that I was on. And then picked up a camera when I was 19 or 20. I was coaching football at a local high school, and I was just doing JV, and I asked the varsity coach, hey, can I make some videos for the football team? Like throw them on YouTube, it'd be cool. And then from there, it was just a complete downhill ball rolling spiral of photo stuff. So once I started doing that, it was, hey, you want to shoot my senior photos? Hey, you want to shoot my family photos? And then it was, hey, do you want to shoot my wedding? And I was like, holy shit. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'll try. And from there, it just kind of like snowballed into building a client base, learning. I'm still like learning today. Yeah. And then, that's pretty much.
And then legend was born.
I think so. To answer your question, it was probably from the jump, like right away.
That's awesome.
You didn't really explore like other niches, like going into landscape or anything.
No, like I kind of shot everything. Because when I first picked up the camera, it was kind of something. The first time I bought my camera was to kind of just shoot Tahoe with buddies. A few of my really good friends had cameras, and I was always interested in it and wanted to do it with them. Instagram was pretty popular. It was new and popular at the time, so it was kind of a cool portfolio to show your work and kind of a place to put your work other than on the wall, which I think more people should print their photos. But in like a digital age, that's where people's photos go, is online. But yeah, never planned on making money with it. It was just like it was a fun thing to do with friends, throw some stuff on the gram. Had no intentions of making it a career, making money with it, and then about my third year of college, I started making money with it to where I could move out of my parents' house. Nice. Had freedom to kind of schedule things, work when you want, work when you don't want. And I'm like, damn, this is pretty nice. Maybe I should try this.
Absolutely.
So, and then it just kind of snowballed, and constantly trying to build a client base and do new things, shoot new places. But I like people. I like interacting with people.
Right.
I'd like to think I'm a good photographer, but I think I'm a better people person. So I think that's
very
why,
similar to Callie like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's why like people like Callie, people like her that are so they have really good personalities. They're very friendly. They're easy to talk to and things like that. They can really make a substantial career in weddings or whatever they're photographing that has people in it. Because if you could connect with people, make them feel comfortable, images look better. They're stoked. They tell all their friends, they're like, oh yeah, you got to get your photos done by so-and-so. So, and then it's just,
Right.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Yeah. That's that big thing too, like word of mouth, like just
it's
getting
huge.
your name out there.
Yeah.
So one person to one person to one person.
Yep. Yeah. I think if anybody that wants to start a photo career, obviously besides shooting photos a lot and learning, I think the biggest two things that at least I would suggest are building a clientele or just marketing with people, talking with people. And then if they're uncomfortable talking with people and they're pretty introverted, and if you're in college or high school, take like communications classes, because it'll get you standing in front of,
Right.
Take classes, Mikey.
I did take a communications class.
You seem very outgoing.
Not really.
Well, stuff like this I think helps a lot too.
Right. Yeah.
And you're already, how many episodes deep are you now?
27?
Yeah.
24.
So we're almost halfway done with the season.
We're somewhere.
So it feels a little more comfortable than the first one.
Yeah. Well, and because I think it's nice that we dipped our toe in just audio first before the video.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We had to prepare ourselves to be on camera.
Oh man! And our first video took an hour and a half of setup. George was over there.
It's okay.
Helping us out and stuff, and I was
sure you learned a lot that you.
Didn't make any more just as much like 2 minutes later
because we moved to this space.
That's exactly what it was.
I think too, and I just want to mention this before I forget, but I've always been pretty business mindset-y oriented. In high school, I was flipping things on eBay. So I was doing a lot of iPhone flipping,
Hustler.
going to garage sales, like doing the thrifting thing before the thrifting thing was a thrifting thing. So I always had not like a ton of money, but a couple $100 as a 15, 16, 17-year-old kid is a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I always had money to like buy like the new Xbox when it came out, or
early times.
Early times. Yeah. Actually, I was scared to drink in high school because I was a 3-sport athlete. So I was afraid to get caught.
Oh, it makes sense. Yeah.
Because there's a big incident that happened when I was in high school, and a bunch of football players were at a party, and a kid actually got shot with a shotgun in his shoulder. And it was none of the football players, and the kid lived. So thank God he didn't, nothing bad happened to him, but they all got suspended for like 4 games. And I was a 2-way starter, and I played a lot, and football was kind of like my life at that point. So if I got suspended and missed a game,
that was it.
I would have been devastated.
Excuse me. Sorry. A lot of people ask like, first of all, they don't know there's snow in Nevada.
Yeah.
They don't know that we have a lot of mountains. They just think it's sagebrush and little sagebrush bouncing across and they think that it's like, a nice little safe place. But I mean, ever since I've been here, like as a kid, like, there's been all kinds of crazy stuff happening.
Oh yeah.
So that's
a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, especially growing up in Silver Springs, like the meth capital in Nevada, unfortunately. So,
Reno's weird, man.
Yeah,
I love Reno. I was born and raised here. I love it. But it's a really hard city to explain to people.
No, it really is.
Yeah.
Because people think
they think it's just like a Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, and people think Reno 911 is real too.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it is a gambling city.
Oh,
for sure.
Yes.
I mean, for tourists and things like that, and everybody coming up from the Bay and surrounding areas.
California.
I mean, if they're in LA, they're going to Vegas.
Oh yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
But
gambling's legal, prostitution is legal.
Yeah.
Open carry state. It's Nevada's weird.
Open container. Like I know open container is a law in Nevada.
Yeah.
But they're not going to ticket you for that.
No.
I mean, you hop out of Cal Neva, walk into Silver Legacy.
Yep.
You're drinking a beer down the.
Yeah, they just want you to be drunk so you spend more money.
Yeah.
Right.
And
exactly.
You can ride in the back of beds of trucks here legally.
Yep.
That was something I loved growing up. That was a big thing in Hawaii too. They put like 15 locals in the back of a Slam Tacoma.
And they're huge.
Massive.
Big locals.
There's no clocks in casinos.
So you can't tell what time it is.
Mm-mm.
There's they put the more expensive machines in the center too. So the looser ones, like the penny machines, are near the window. So when you're walking by, you can see people winning. And they also, the reason the carpets are so ugly in casinos is because you can't look down at your feet and like avoid, like the carpet's ugly. So you have to like look up and look around. That's why the ceiling's mirror too. So even if you look up at the ceiling, you're still looking at the slot machines. Everything about the casinos is just, it's insane. It all reverts back to itself.
So strategic.
There's a reason why they make so much money.
No, absolutely.
The casino always wins.
What's the best rate in the game in a casino is it's roulette, right? It's like 40.
I think it's craps actually.
Craps. That might be. And
and
that's still
then
low.
roulette.
And the house has the advantage all the time, no matter what.
Oh, absolutely.
Even people that count cards have a hard time sometimes.
Right.
But anyway,
yeah,
gambling. I can go on for that.
Yeah.
For like, remember that's where I got my name from.
That's right.
So there was something I wanted to start asking all of our guests too. We did ask Callie. We should have like a graph or like a table right here. So my very first wedding was $500.
Okay.
Callie's very first wedding was.
I think hers was $500 too.
Was it 5?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask her.
It's in the episode. Yeah.
So what was your very
back.
first? If you don't mind telling, what was your very first wedding cost?
I think it was. I don't remember exactly the price, but it was $300 or $400.
I never shared mine either.
I think that's a new low. What's that? Not low in a bad way.
No, totally. Yeah.
Mine was a nifty 50.
What?
I
got a lens out of it. Yeah.
But
it was cheap.
Wait.
It's a 50 mil 1.8.
That's a $120 lens.
You got a lens for shooting a wedding?
I got a nifty 50 for shooting a wedding.
But I think that's honestly kind of smart too, especially if you're just getting into it. You don't have a ton of money.
Right.
It's a good lens.
They want to, they say, hey, we'll buy you some gear. Or you can say, I would love to shoot your wedding, but I think if I had this piece of gear, it would help me shoot your wedding better, and I would get better quality images. Then they would be like, okay, yeah. And then, now, I mean, with inflation and things like that, it's, if you said, hey, I'll shoot your wedding for $500, I think that they would probably not even contact you back because maybe it's, I don't know, that's just really low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, unless you're talking about the 1.2 for Canon, it's $1,100.
That's true.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I traded, I had the 1.8 because I knew the 1.2 was unnecessary.
Ridiculous, yeah.
And I had the 1.8. You get that for like $199 on anywhere, B&H, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy had a Saramonic lavalier set, and he didn't use it. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm really looking for a nifty 50." And I was like,
"Here you go."
And I just switched to Sony, and I was like, "Dude, I got you." He's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." And I didn't even look up the price of the Saramonics. I didn't have a Saramonic mic set. It's a white set, which is the only bad thing. Not really a big deal. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, I looked it up, and because he didn't care, he just wanted to get rid of it. It was like $290 for the Saramonic set, and he got a nifty 50, and I got a mic set up out of it, so it worked out. But I think photography is definitely something where you can save money where you can, if you can.
Right.
Of course, my phone's gonna go off now. But you definitely don't want to skimp on all the things we were talking about the other episode. Tripods, memory cards, are like the biggest thing for me not to skimp on. But glass, you can chimp on glass.
Oh,
a little bit, not
dude,
a big deal.
I feel like if you're talking about somebody who does not have the nicest gear available, I am the man to talk to.
Oh yeah.
But you would never know looking at your stuff.
Right. You never know.
I would say thank you. That's very nice.
Yeah.
I would
no,
say
for real, it's nuts how crazy your stuff is, and you're like, you're telling me you got the cheap stuff? What?
Yeah. I wouldn't. Okay, it's not like the
I know it's not cheap,
cheapest, but I would say 95% of every dollar that I've made in photography has been shot with a Sigma 35 millimeter art 1.4.
Just so
still good. So good. Yeah.
Have you tried the 1.2?
The 35?
Sigma 1.2?
Yep.
Sigma makes a 1.2 for Canon?
They have no. It's
or do they make it for Sony?
It's for Sony.
Yeah, because the one thing that does frustrate the hell out of me with Canon is their lens lineup. It sucks. I mean, they have good glass, but what they have is nothing compared to what Sony has. Wow, that's a 1.2.
1.2.
Yeah, see, Canon doesn't have that.
No, I mean they absolutely should.
Well, how long has the RF mount been out now? For like 4 years?
Money.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Sony's still the only one that released its mount to Sigma and Tamron.
Yeah.
Nobody else has.
Because Canon and Sigma still haven't come to a deal on.
Right.
I don't know how that works behind the scenes with
Nikon officially
contracts and things
is
like
not
that.
going to.
They're not?
No, remember when you listen to the second episode, Aaron brought that up. This is according to the article we read. I should probably look it up. It's been a few months now, but they specifically said that if Nikon actually makes a lens of a certain focal length, then the main two companies that make the third-party lenses, Tamron and Sigma, are not allowed to make the same ones for the new cameras. So if Nikon has a 70-200, Tamron can't come out with a 70-200. The 24-70, they have a 28-75. Same with Laowa.
Oh, okay. That's why they got funky focal lengths.
Yeah, 28-75.
Just for Nikon.
17-30.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And exactly. So yeah, 75-300. So, and that, like, it's one of the many reasons why Nikon's like at the bottom of my list. Still good cameras. Everybody calm down, but they're at the bottom for me for many reasons. That's a big one. Like that's just selfish. Like you're not pigeonholing yourself in a good way.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe I say that about Canon because I just love the 35 focal length.
Oh, so good.
And Canon has a 35, but I don't. It's a great lens, but I would take the Sigma EF mount adapted.
Oh yeah,
a million times over that 1.8. Like it's a quality. It looks good. It's super sharp. It's clean, but the Sigma is sharp, but it's also soft at the same time. And that's what I like about it. Is it's in focus. It's creamier, and it also gives like skin a really really nice texture.
And it's $800 cheaper.
Yeah. And I've been shooting on the same one since I started. It was like the second lens I've ever bought.
And see, that goes back to what I was saying too. Like, Tamron has definitely stepped their game up as far as quality, like especially for the actual build of them. But I've always thought personally that Sigma glass is better personally, and the build always felt better. But they last forever. Yeah. Like I have a 35 for that I bought. I didn't get the 1.2, although I really wanted to. It's just unnecessary. Those pictures were really cool of Sierra, but I couldn't bring myself to buy the 1.2 because the 1.2 was $600 more than the one that I have, but still $400 cheaper than Sony's proprietary 35 millimeter that they have.
Yeah.
Couldn't bring myself to do it. Yeah.
Do you shoot Sigma all the time?
I had a Sigma 85 1.4.
Okay.
That got stolen.
Yeah.
That was one of the lenses that got stolen out of my kit.
Oh man.
But I'm probably gonna go back to Sigma, going to 35.
Yeah.
Just
Get that
pairing
one
it
too,
up with the 24-70
Get that
and
one
having
too.
another prime lead.
Get that one too. Let me borrow.
I don't know if I want to go to 1.2 though.
bro. Dude,
Going to
with-
1.2 is
with
like
the-
kind of nuts though.
But with the ocular tracking on the A7 4s
Right.
and the 5s, you don't even have to. That was my thing about 1.2 is because I shot with the 35 millimeter. I think it was the 1.8 before when I had my 5D Mark IV Canon, and shot somebody with glasses and it would grab the glasses instead of the eyes. Sony doesn't do that. Sony grabs the pupil, so there is no air anymore with that. So 1.2, which is like micro thin,
So thin.
it's there.
Yeah.
It's nailed every time. Just borrow from the store first.
I probably will do that.
I've rented
so
so
good.
many things from that store.
You
Same,
have
same.
the most ridiculous account at that store when it comes to
man.
rentals. You and there's 2 other people that are near you, but not at your level.
for rentals.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you are. I think you're the king of rentals in that
Yeah.
store.
Because for me, it's like I always rent that 28-70,
Yep.
that Canon, that f2, the RF, because it's an expensive lens.
But it's such a weird shape.
It is. And I the other day I was like, I wonder how much I've actually like rented that thing. And it's still not even, it's maybe like 15% of what
Right.
the total lens cost is.
And plus, your
And
clients are paying for it. So.
Yeah. And I use it for I use it for video.
Right.
That's it.
Yep.
I did shoot an entire wedding with it, and it was nice because it's pretty versatile.
That's why your arms are so big. That thing is. Have you seen the 28-75?
Yeah.
Right?
That thing is massive.
Yeah,
It's a
huge.
murder weapon.
Yeah.
It was Mike with the 28-75 in the podcast room. If you're playing Clue, that thing is huge. Like it's ridiculous. Every time you come in and rent it, in my mind I'm like, hey, you go, man. Why? Like in my mind I'm like,
You
why?
already know. You already know. Or I'll rent the 50 1.2.
The ones, yeah,
Yeah.
the one, too. Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. I just think that the 35-85 combo for weddings is just
Right.
undefeated.
It is.
I haven't shot at a 50 focal length in a long time.
Yeah.
Just prime 50. I haven't done that in a
Yeah.
while.
The only time I shoot 50s is if I'm doing big events.
Yeah.
Like when I used to do bike nights in Hawaii or club meetings, like some of the clubs that asked me to come and shoot. That's really just it. You know,
Yeah.
because the 50, you can step back, you can come in, there's enough crop. 1.8 is enough that you can focus on one person and get everybody else out of focus so that, especially for brides and stuff. But since I switched to Sony and their lenses are so light, it's ridiculous. The 78-200 2.8, the GM2, like it's might as well just have that on there.
Yeah.
Right.
Step back a little.
Yeah. The only time I find myself using 50 is for like family photo stuff right after a wedding ceremony. And because at weddings, you never know what you're going to get. Like sometimes weather happens or you got like a really pretty area, but it's really small.
Right.
So sometimes that 85 is just way too tight.
Yeah.
And if you have a group more than 4 people, you can kind of squeeze them in there, but their shoulders are still going to be kind of cut off. And then you just throw that 50 on there and you got a ton more range. And
Right.
Yeah.
I lost it. What was the other thing to shoot 50s for? I'll get back to that. I forgot.
I don't know.
I was like taking about like, what do I use 50s for? And I was like, street photography. Just because it's so small, like it's not invasive.
yeah.
Like it's a 100 or 400.
50. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
You can hide it a little bit.
Yeah, if you need
from
to.
having a 70 to 200 that's just sticking out
It's
like
a
this.
huge cannon sticking.
Did you watch that new North Borders video where they were in ghillie suits going around town?
No.
Oh, so good.
So there's these guys from Australia.
Yeah.
and
North Borders,
Yeah.
is TK North and North Borders the same guy?
There's Hayden something and
Yeah.
Hayden's the main
I'm
guy.
thinking of it. There's like a 3-pack of dudes. I say 3-pack of guys who are also from Australia. Mitch Lilly. He shoots
think
some.
Lally.
He's a
I don't know how to
he's
say
a
his name.
talented dude. And then there's another guy named TK North. But I do know who North Borders is.
He
shoots a lot of cars and stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's. I saw a picture. He took a filter. I forget where they were, but he focused on the city in the background through the filter, and then he super did another shot with blurring in the background, and then he superimposed the filter inside, so you get the city perfectly in focus, and then the outside's blurry.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sweet.
It is insanely
I think
good.
it's actually in their challenge video with the cheap camera or long exposure.
It's a long exposure one.
Long
yeah.
exposure, yeah.
And the funny thing is, like I've thought about shots like that, but I never found a good layout to do it. Like and he found perfect.
Yeah.
Road, city, perfect. I nailed it.
Reno has not that.
No.
It's hard. Reno's turning into Vegas in the fact that it's very difficult to get good city shots and like full city shots.
Yeah.
Like the whole strip area. Where my parents live out here in Sparks, if you go out the back gate of their community, and you start to drive down the road, if you stop right in the middle of the road, risk getting hit, whatever. There's a very unique view of the city right there. It's about the same view as if you were to go to the TMCC parking lot.
Gotcha.
To shoot.
Gotcha.
You're just back a bit more.
Yeah.
But the way the trees are and stuff, it's and the way buildings are being made now, where they're being made, it's just hard to get those classic quintessential Reno shots anymore. Yeah. So I'm always on the lookout for a new spot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even market myself in Reno. Tahoe.
But you're Tahoe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because much prettier.
Yeah, it's really hard to find.
Reno's pretty in its own way, but I think photo wise is just
you're gonna go to Tahoe.
Yeah.
I don't mind Reno,
Tahoe,
but Verdi and Truckee.
Yeah. Oh
Tahoe,
yeah. Verdi, Donner, Truckee, Hope Valley, which is like more south of South Lake.
Right. Galena Creek.
Galena Creek is pretty because you're still kind of in Reno, but it's not like Reno. You're more like Mount Rose, Tahoe area.
Yep.
And then I'll shoot a lot of weddings in Gray Eagle. Susanville, kind of outside of Susanville, Auburn, Sacramento.
Yep.
I was in Mexico. I actually just shot a wedding last Friday in Mexico.
Dope.
That was the first international wedding. That was dope.
Sick.
It was a hella nice.
I bet that was super
cool.
cool.
It was cool. And then I'm in like San Diego this year, Santa Cruz. So I try to like get out of Reno,
right?
Because there's more photogenic places.
I feel like that's Callie's theory too.
Yeah.
She's never here. Well, she moved to Hawaii, so
yeah.
Now she's like in Italy.
Yeah.
Probably like 6 months when this releases, she's gonna be in like, I don't know,
6 months.
No,
somewhere new.
It's not 6 months. She's gonna be somewhere
Next
new.
year.
I don't even know.
I mean, she moved to Hawaii, but she spends more time other places than she does at her own home now anyway. So
oh yeah,
so traveling around.
Yeah,
we have travel photographers, not travel nurses too.
That's right.
52 minutes already.
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah, I thought it was like it's probably like 30 minutes. I didn't even look.
Hold on, I was gonna ask, what are your two? What's your two favorite, or like, what are your favorite focal lengths? Like, what do you enjoy shooting at the most? If you had to pick, you're on a stranded island the rest of your life. You only get one lens.
So it doesn't matter if it's portraits, landscapes. Just you got to choose
one lens or one, because it could be zoom or prime.
Well, let's go prime, like focal
prime.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude,
so I think like 24 to 70, but yeah, it's not.
That's like cheating.
That hits everything.
You get 24, you get 35, you get 50. And you get close enough to
85.
Yeah.
But you want to throw a prime out there.
I think I'm going 35.
Yeah.
Just for the work. You're so versatile in a 35 where you can still kind of shoot landscapes without stepping extremely far back and having it super cropped. And that's just a dope portrait lens. Like
it is.
It's so good for portraits. Full body, half body, like
I would
everything.
100%
35.
35 live and die by that thing.
Yeah.
Especially the Sigma.
It's hard to beat a 35.
It is. I would say, for me, I'd say 35. And you said 2, right? Or just 1? Or did you mean like 2 between?
I meant like between you. But you could throw an honorable mention.
Well, no, I just
14 probably.
14?
The 14 1.8 that I have for my Sony.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so good. I love that thing so much. But yeah, 35. I mean, that's what we all grew up on. Film, right? Film. It's all,
the podcast name is 35 millimeter.
Big facts.
Yeah.
Big facts.
If we didn't pick 35, we just have to change the podcast name to whatever we picked.
This is 24 millimeter to life.
This is 135 millimeter to life.
Medium format to life. 6x7.
6x7. Oh, man.
So what year did you graduate high school?
2012.
2012.
Oh, you're a year before me.
And what school?
Edward C. Reed High School.
That's how you know a lot of my peeps.
Yeah. Yep. What school did you go to?
McQueen.
Okay. And you were 2013.
13. Yeah.
Okay.
Same as my cousin.
I know some McQueen. You said McQueen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some McQueen boys.
You know a lot of those football guys.
Yeah.
Ryder Pullman, all those boys.
Yeah.
Greg Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, you old fart.
Yeah. 06.
How old are you?
I graduated in 06. 35.
You're not that old.
Well, I appreciate
He's a
that.
35 millimeter to life guy.
Look at this part of my beard.
You know what I say? It's like, oh, you're not that old, but then I just turned 29 a few months ago. Well, it's been in February. I'm holding on to the 29 thing.
I thought you were 24 or 25.
I just turned 28 too, so I'm just like holding on before I turn 30.
He's Asian, so he doesn't age anyway. So
I'm balding though, bro. Oh wait, here
Balding,
special for those that I normally wear hats on the podcast. Hi.
Holy shit!
There you go.
Did you?
Will you go bald ever?
Probably.
Yeah.
But I have to embrace it somehow, so I just buzz cut it.
Please dress up in like robes, like a monk.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing.
I mean, this is growing out too, so I can have the Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
I'll come in my Taekwondo gear.
Oh, it'd be so good.
My Taekwondo gear from like 5 years old that doesn't fit me anymore.
That would be traumatizing for some of our watchers.
Mm-hmm. I'd have to censor my body.
The listeners would have to picture, be like, Mike in tights. But video, you can see it.
I'm going to turn off the recording.
Just crop it way in.
It looks like a sports bra.
Yeah.
He uses like the black belt to hold the stomach. Like,
You know the stuff where like it's a little tiny baby head and it's like just a little, that'll be that thing.
Oh my God. That is amazing.
So
now
good.
I have to see it now.
Nope.
Okay. He says that.
1 million subscribers.
Have you used the beard stuff?
Yeah.
You like it?
It's weird.
It's different.
It's very different.
Once you get used to it, I think you'll like it.
I'll get used to it.
I go through the beard struggle, which I hate the name of the company because it implies that I struggle to grow a beard, which I do not. But it's just
that thing's looking full and healthy.
Appreciate it. It's a little dry right now. I won't talk about that. But I get like my oils, shampoo, conditioner, just my beard. I have like combs, everything. Then they doubled one of my orders on accident, but I didn't know they did until I got a notification. Your order's coming. I was like, my order's here like 3 days ago. But I had been using it for like a week and a half or so up until that point. Mm-hmm. So when I got the new stuff, I was like, okay, well, I'll just, I was going to run through it first. And I was like, no, wait, I just give it to somebody. Some beard stuff.
And
Filipinos that can grow a beard.
And do you notice it helping or?
That's the first day to use it.
Oh, okay.
Today.
Yeah. It looks good.
Thanks.
So they have like the derma roller. I don't even know if that stuff works or not, but.
Yeah. One Filipino to grow a beard out of like 1 million.
I was going to say a lot of.
There's no Filipinos that can grow one. If they can, like a little bit of like, I don't want to say pubic hair.
It's glued on his face.
It's just a little sparse.
Yeah, a little sparse is what I'm saying. Patchy, that's what the word was.
Patchy, there you go, yeah.
Puby is what I was going for too, but I don't know if I want to use that.
So
you can overlay a cricket sound too if you need.
Yeah, that one. I don't have to overlay anymore. I just have it on the soundboard. But I can overlay stuff too. It doesn't matter.
I'm telling you, man, the new layout is so good. It's fucking awesome.
It's gonna get even better. I have more ideas, so.
Oh, I bet you do. See, here's the thing. We were talking about hiring an editor, but I don't think you're gonna want to do that anymore. I think you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
How long have you DaVinci?
DaVinci. I switched over.
Have you played with that yet?
Premiere.
Anything that's not Final Cut is just, it's too daunting of a task for me to try to even tackle.
That's exactly what I said.
That's a lot.
George switched over from Final Cut to DaVinci as well.
Yeah.
And the first thing he tried to do was to map the key bindings from Final Cut onto DaVinci. But DaVinci already has like a proprietary key binding system in there.
Right.
And he's like, you know what, I'm just going to learn like a whole new system. I mean, George has been doing this for like, 3,000 years now? Yeah. So, I mean, he's pretty
far too.
Sorry, George. Is he the Sigma rep?
No, he's the
Asian guy from the
Asian video guy at the store.
Oh, okay.
George,
Isn't he a Sigma rep?
No, he's a him rep. I don't think he's.
I don't know what he reps.
I can't. No, Dave Rhodes is not the Sigma rep. Is he? No.
We're just gonna name everybody at the store and then
so Ben is the Tamron rep, and they could have got new reps.
Okay.
Since I've been there too.
Yeah.
But no, he shoots Sony all day, every day.
Yeah.
I think I have to ask him now because I'm curious, but I think he has a phase 1 too. I know he has a red. I know he has red for sure.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to bring it in so I could hold it like a baby, and he looked at me and smacked me. So, guess that's never gonna happen.
Yeah. So I started on Premiere, did college through Premiere because they only had Adobe software, and DaVinci wasn't even a thing in college.
No.
Yeah.
And then I switched. I didn't do video from like 2018 to like now, so I switched over to DaVinci because it's free, and their free is pretty much a premium, like Premiere Pro.
And the fact that it's free, you don't have to pay. There's
a
paid version,
yeah.
but for us, like it's not worth the $300.
No,
what we get out of it is not for us,
right?
But for other people, it would be.
Yeah.
But the free program is just absolutely insane.
The color grading system in DaVinci is nuts.
It looks wild.
Yeah,
every YouTube video I've watched about people saying like, "Oh, I'm going to try to switch to DaVinci," and then they use it for a couple weeks, and they're like, "I'm never going back to anything else."
It literally looks like you're drawing at certain points when you're pulling the colors and stuff.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It looks like it's like a board. You can move things around.
It's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah,
I'm getting more into it and more in depth, and it's just going to get better from there.
I know. I'm so excited, man. And we don't have to hire an editor now. Hooray!
Hooray!
So when we first started, I was like, "Oh, we're gonna do YouTube," and he's like, "Yeah, let's do YouTube." And I was like, "I'm kind of familiar with video editing, a little bit of video and stuff." And he's like, "Oh, I've done it before." I was like, "Cool." And I was like, do you want to do the editing of the videos? And he's like, cool. Yeah.
I think once you get into it, it's just like take the ball rolling.
Did you find that workflow?
How many hours do you think you put on DaVinci until you felt comfortable, or are you still comfortable?
So Premiere, they have the keyboard shortcuts from Premiere.
Okay.
In DaVinci, so
that's super
everything
convenient.
just imported.
Yeah.
It took me about like 30 minutes just to rack my brain around the importing, getting everything in, color grading. So everything was in there already.
Yeah, using Final Cut for so long, everything is so simple.
Yeah,
it's a very simple editing program.
Right.
There's so many people right now listening to this going, "Fuck you."
I mean, once you figure it out, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Same with like Lightroom. I mean, Lightroom is a simple editing program. Well, I mean, same thing.
And it's getting way better
once
now.
you figure it out.
So good now. Yeah.
But I don't think I would love to switch to DaVinci. I just think I need a good solid week where I just have a couple projects that I'm working on, and that's all that I do for that week.
I think one of the best ways is just go out, take a couple stills, B-roll, try to clip them together, see how they flow together, color grade one, sync it with everything else.
Yeah.
Do adjustments. Yeah.
Do you do Epidemic Sound for your stuff, your music and sounds?
Epidemic and Music Bed.
Music Bed.
Dope.
But
I've had Epidemic for the longest time. I can't bring myself to stop. Not that there's anything wrong with anything.
I'm using it now, so thank you.
Have you messed with Music Bed at all?
No.
Yeah, Music Bed was like $10 or $12 for the longest time, and I think last year or within the last year, 6 months, they changed their pricing to $100 a month.
Oh gosh!
If you're
month,
if you're doing like wedding films, anything that's paid, you can use it for YouTube. I think still, if you're under a certain amount,
they need a license, and
it's probably like 100,000 followers or whatever. Because
something
I think
that.
Epidemic Sounds is, but they're $15 a month, and I was sweating $15.99 a month for us to use, and you're like $100. No.
Yeah, so I don't pay for the $100 one. If I need to use a video for a wedding film or something like that, you can buy single rights to a single song.
Oh wait, okay.
So you can buy like a song for $100.
Yeah.
I think it's like $100. So, let's say you shoot 8 video weddings out of the year, you can just pay the single $100 for those 8 weddings instead of paying $1,200.
Is it all no copyright stuff, or are there like legitimate songs in there?
There's no copyright stuff.
Okay, yeah.
The songs are pretty good. Yeah, they have some good artists.
Royalty-free music, huh?
Yeah,
royalty-free. It's Twitch was having a huge time.
Did you see what Twitch just did?
No, what do you mean just? Because there was some a couple months ago that I was going to say.
Oh yeah, it just happened this morning. There.
Oh.
Dang,
you can't have a logo for an ad sponsorship bigger than like 20% of the screen. You can't have video overlays. So if you have like an animation, let's say,
like my cat. I have a cat on mine. No, I really do.
Or like let's say Doritos or Twisted Tea, or I'm trying to think of like Mountain Dew, Monster. Somebody sponsors your stream. You can't have like an animated video looping in the corner.
They care
because I don't know. I don't know what Twitch is doing, but they're
starting to tank in the streaming business.
Yeah,
because
people are Twitch
going
TikTok.
to YouTube.
People are just streaming on TikTok.
Or
streaming on
Kick.
TikTok, yeah.
Have you heard of Kick?
Yep.
Yeah. So a lot of people are moving to Kick. But I don't know what Twitch's deal is. The CEO said something. They don't care if they drive away their big audiences for people who watch like the biggest streamers, because then that money, I guess that viewership money funnels into the smaller streamers. But like me, I don't watch Twitch for Twitch. I watch Twitch for certain streamers. Right. I watch YouTube for certain streamers. Yep. I watch Kick for certain streamers. So if somebody leaves Twitch and goes to YouTube or Kick, or
you're following them.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch wherever they go.
Right.
Yeah, they for a good couple months, Twitch was actually temporarily banning people from going live on Twitch and pulling videos that if you like Grand Theft Auto is a great example. You'd be driving along Grand Theft Auto and there's music in there.
The DCMA thing.
Yeah. And they would just, because the song from the game is being played through your stream, bam.
Yeah.
And
it's ridiculous.
Cancel culture.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And it's canceling a lot of things.
The DCMA laws are weird too, because it's not just Twitch. The DCMA laws are like legal government legislation. Yeah. So, before, when the internet was kind of not what it is now, and Twitch, before it really
they were super lax
before the whole like Fortnite Twitch blow up thing.
Oh,
right? You could really get away with a lot of things because people were making money, but they weren't making nearly as much money as they're making now on.
Right.
On
there's people that make
like that.
6 figures a year just doing Twitch and stuff.
They're like 7.
Yeah, it's insane. Like I'd love to be that good at any one video game to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like it becomes work at that point.
100%.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, for 7 figures, I'll be a foot masseuse.
Yeah.
People know how much I hate feet, and I'll still do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Where are we at?
Hour 5.
Hour and 5. These are getting longer. And I keep asking, and people say they don't care because if it goes longer, then they'll just listen to it in parts.
What's the longest one that you guys have had so far?
Hour and 7.
We're getting up there, yeah.
Are we?
This is almost the longest one.
I think Patrick's
was one of the longest one, yeah.
Well, it's going to be shorter when we
Oh, yeah.
edit it.
Yeah.
We got to do some editing.
Yeah.
You got to cut some things out.
But you're going to be here next week again? Hang out with us
I'll be here
again?
next week, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, appreciate it.
More photography-based questions.
Absolutely. And I have big photography news. I completely forgot to bring it up this time because I was so enamored by your beautiful face. He's like following the
I wasn't sure where your hand was going there. I was like, oh.
This little cat.
Oh, yeah. He's like, don't touch me, guys. I'm watching you. Yeah, so we'll bring it up next episode. It'll be good. And
yes,
I definitely want your opinion on a couple of them. And it's interesting because we talked about it before, and you saw the thing I was talking about before too. So
yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If you guys made it this long, I appreciate you.
Heyo.
It's really awesome of you. And these are getting longer, as you can tell. I also didn't get the chance to talk about any. Actually, we should do that real quick because I asked people to write in their questions and stuff, and some people did, and I don't want to have to wait for a whole nother episode.
Read the last one on that.
So,
and then we can answer it in like 30 seconds.
Did you? 30
oh,
seconds.
I know it. I already know what it is.
Yeah.
Is it? There we go. Okay. Comments. The last one. Not that one, I assume.
No.
Oh, why Nikon is better than Sony, winky face, and why anyone who disagrees is wrong.
They're
Sean.
not. Okay, bye.
Sean, okay.
And I will say the next film camera, because I don't own an F3, but I'd love to have one.
Yes.
So the next camera purchase I probably make, if it's not a Fuji, if it's not a Canon C70, it'll probably be a Nikon F3.
So you mean to actually like shoot?
Yeah.
Okay, because
I will own a Nikon.
I have one at the house
proud.
that just doesn't work.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, I don't own one. I don't have one in existence.
I have an embarrassingly large vintage camera collection at the house.
And what's the
that just got
percentage
added to it?
For real?
What's the percentage of those cameras that still work?
I think out of the 25 or 27 that I have on display, I think maybe about 8 of them can still run film through them, and 2 of them I actually use.
That's a really good percentage.
Yeah. It's surprising. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I know that the Yashica and the A1 will, for sure, because I bought them for that exact reason. I bought them from Brian, actually. Shout out to Brian. Appreciate you, buddy. The other ones, they will technically run film, but I don't know if I trust it to do.
Yeah.
So light leaks, rip the film, all that kind of stuff.
With the film prices. Oh, man,
it's nuts. It's not getting smaller.
It's not getting cheaper.
It's expensive.
Actually, no, Scott, he said, how about big news tech? We were going to talk about that, but we got distracted. We're going to talk about that next week.
Okay.
So Scott,
like the AI,
we'll
the Apple keynote, all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Okay. We will definitely get into that. So Scott, love you, but you're going to have to wait another episode. I know.
Sorry, Scott.
Sorry, Scott.
It's okay. You'll just have to listen to next week.
Oh no, the horror. So anyway, appreciate it, guys. Again, thank you for making it this long. We appreciate it.
Yep.
And we will see you next week.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a great
time.
Actually,
real quick, did you want to tell them anything about yourself they didn't know? Like, we're going to have your socials under the video and stuff. So
yeah.
No, I mean, my name is Chef. I'm a photographer. Born and raised in Reno. I think we covered actually quite a bit.
We're trying to make a point of doing that because the second episode with Bryce, the first episode with Bryce, I think
we just forgot.
We were just vibing and talking and joking.
It's hard when you do podcasts because you start talking about something and it leads to another topic and
tangents.
Especially if like the conversation's flowing, it's not like you want to stop.
Easy money, dude.
Let's stop this.
Yeah.
And we'll start. You know what I mean?
We'll start a lot of our listeners.
A lot of our listeners like the tangents.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Brittany specifically, she's like, "Oh my god, I'm here for the tangents." Yes. And
like,
well, good because they're gonna happen. I have ADHD out the brain, so can't help it. So, yeah, you're awesome. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you for having me. See you next week.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was the most awkward high five I've ever seen in my life.
I couldn't stop. There's a lot of expensive equipment around here. So
that's true, and it's not ours. So
we could have just air fired and we'd been okay with it.
Well, that's true. Little graphic.
Much better.
You'll hear that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Au revoir.